Okay. 1 Enoch 83. And now, my son Methuselah, I will show you all my visions which I have seen, recounting them before you. 2 visions I saw before I took a wife, and the one was quite unlike the other. The first, when I was learning to write. Context explained. The priesthoods. The office of the priest requires the man to read and write the Hebrew language. This was how Enoch could read the heavenly tablets shown to him by the angels. And the son grew, and his father taught him writing, and he went to seek for himself a place where he might seize for himself a city. And he found a writing which former generations had carved on the rock, and he read what was thereon, and he transcribed it, and sinned owing to it, for it contained the teaching of the watchers, in accordance with which they used to observe the omens of the sun and moon and stars and all the signs of heaven. And he wrote it down and said nothing regarding it, for he was afraid to speak to Noah about it, lest he should be angry with him on account of it. Jubilees 8:2-4. And the youths grew, and Jacob learned to write, but Esau did not learn, for he was a man of the field and a hunter. And he learned war, and all his deeds were fierce. Jubilees 19-14. All right. 1 Enoch 83. Looks like 2.5. The second before I took your mother, when I saw a terrible vision, and regarding them I prayed to the Lord, I had laid me down in the house of my grandfather Mahalalel. When I saw in a vision how the heaven collapsed and was borne off and fell to the earth, and when it fell to the earth, I saw how the earth was swallowed up in a great abyss, and mountains were suspended on mountains, and hills sank down on hills, and high trees were rent from the streams, and hurled down and sunk in the abyss. Context explained. The creation. Enoch informed his son Methuselah that one of his visions detailed the moment of the flood during Noah's days. The floodgates of the firmament were opened, and the waters above flooded down into the earth, swallowing the dry land on waters so greatly even the mountains were uprooted and covered. Supporting scriptures. And after 7 days the flood waters came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 17th day of the 2nd month, all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heavens were opened. Genesis 7:10-11. 1 Enoch 83:5. And thereupon a word fell into my mouth, and I lifted up my voice to cry aloud and said, the earth is destroyed. And my grandfather Mahalalel waked me as I lay near him, and said unto me, why do you cry so, my son, and why do you make such lamentation? And I recounted to him the whole vision which I had seen, and he said unto me, a terrible thing have you seen, my son, and of a grave moment is your dream vision as to the secrets of all the sin of the earth. It must sink into the abyss and be destroyed with a great destruction. And now, my son, arise and make petition to the Lord of glory, since you are a believer, that a remnant may remain on the earth, and that he may not destroy the whole earth. My son, from heaven all this will come upon the earth, and upon the earth there will be great destruction. After that I arose and prayed and implored and besought and wrote down my prayer for the generations of the world, and I will show everything to you, my son Methuselah. And when I had gone forth below and seen the heaven, and the sun rising in the east, and the moon setting in the west, and a few stars, and the whole earth, and everything as he had known it in the beginning, then I blessed the Lord of judgment, and extolled him because he had made the sun to go forth from the windows of the east. And he ascended and rose on the face of the heaven, and set out and kept traversing the path shown unto him. Context explained. The creation. Enoch was excited to know how the layers of the firmament above the earth are constructed and how the luminaries travel along their circumferences. Supporting scriptures. Their voice has gone out into all the earth, their words to the end of the world. In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun, like a bridegroom emerging from his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heaven, and it runs its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. Psalm 19, 4-6.